Welcome to Tracy Prince, my YouTube channel. I am here tonight to talk about 50 Shades of Grey because that is the question of the week on Mom Pulse, which I just joined. Hello, thank you for playing. Okay, 50 Shades of Grey. This is a book that I read because of book club. I belong to an awesome book club. We meet once a month. We have dinner. We talk about the book. We actually do talk about the book, and we catch up on each other's lives, and we're a group of friends that has been meeting for years now. And so I first heard about this book when one of the ladies brought it up a while ago, like months ago, before the 50 Shades of Grey hullabaloo hit the media. So I was like, yeah, whatever. Porn for women, awesome, bring it on. Because we read stuff like The Book Thief, which is about World War II and people dying and very serious stuff. Or we'll read like The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell, which I recommended. But it was very nonfiction and very thinky. And so, you know, something comes along like this, you think it's going to be a light read, it's going to be fine. So fine. I have to admit, a couple years ago, maybe not this same woman, but one of those women in book club decided we had to read Twilight. And I was like, oh, brother, we got to read Twilight. I don't want to read Twilight. Wah, wah, wah. And of course, I read the book in like a day and then ran out and had to read the 3 other ones instantly. And I became a Twilight fan because of it. So I figured, okay, I will trust this book club member. And plus, I'm part of the book club, so I just have to read the book, right? Okay. All right. Fast forward. I'm in an airport. I'm going somewhere. I wander to the bookstore, and 50 Shades of Grey is on the front display. It's like right on the end cap. Like, there's the book. So I bought it and figured, fine, I'll read this. So I read it on one plane ride. Okay, I read it on a plane ride. The book, like with 50 Shades of Grey on the cover for all to see. And by now everyone knows it's porn for moms. Awesome. Which I actually don't really care because I don't care about stuff like that. So I'm like happily reading the book. And next to me was this woman who had a baby in her lap. The baby kept like smacking my book to like move it down because she wanted me to pay attention to her, which is actually really funny because here I am reading about like full-on S&M sex scenes and the baby's all, cut it out. I want you to pay attention to me. And it wasn't even my baby. Okay, so what do I think about it? Okay, I thought it was awful. I thought it should not be making as much money as it's making. It should not be as big of a deal as people are making it out to be. And it's really sad that this is the book that's making women like rekindle their love lives with their husbands because they have these stagnant, boring bedroom lives. That's so sad. On the other hand, I have to say, I don't know if that's really true because it could be just like a media thing because I don't really believe what everybody says in the media. Here's why I think it was awful. The story's horrible. A 21-year-old girl has gotten this far in her life and she's never even really kissed a guy. She can't be that hot that this guy would want to like take her into his sex chamber and have his way with her. Number 1. Number 2, I don't care how hot a guy is. He's not pulling a tampon out of my vagina. The only people who are going to do that are me and the emergency room doctor who's taking care of me because I've passed out somewhere. That is disgusting. I'm sorry. That's the part that just went too far. Lost me completely. So those 2 things are really bad. Also, I mean, the writing, I mean, come on. Like, every time this girl got turned on, she felt it down there. Down there, in italics. So, you know, it's just like completely uninspired. There's so much more writing out there, people, that you should be reading and not wasting your time on 50 Shades of Grey. Fine, get it on your Kindle or your Nook or your iPad where you don't really have to pay attention and you can scroll through it really fast or speed read it or read it while you're like in your kid's karate class or something trying to pass the time. But don't look at this as like the savior of your sex life or the be all and end all. It's like, it's cheap, guilty pleasure crap. And I didn't have an awful time reading it. But it's definitely one of those books that's not as awesome as everybody says it is. I felt the same way about the Da Vinci Code, and that's a bestseller. So, you know, I don't know. I'm not your lowest common denominator, apparently. And that's what I think. So if you want more of that, you can watch some of my other videos, and I'm at channel Kim Tracy Prince. Thanks.